everyone, and welcome back to another podcast. I'm Little Blue. I don't know about you, but here in Surrey, we have had a definite transition in the weather. It's gone from summer to autumn almost overnight. It's crazy. It's so cold now. And it's really taken me by surprise. And I have not been dressing appropriately for it. I really haven't. I've gone out without a coat and then got rained on. I've gone out with flip-flops on and had to splash through puddles. So I think it's officially time to crack open the big jumpers, scarves and hats and pack up the flip-flops, which is quite sad. But I do love autumn. It is actually one of my favourite seasons. It's just so beautiful. It's a brilliant time to get the camera out and go take photos because you get that lovely mist, you get the beautiful colours of the trees and the lovely crisp mornings, and bonfire night. I love bonfire night. You get Halloween, and I'm an autumn baby, so you got my birthday as well. But yeah, I've not been dressing appropriately and it's really taken its toll. The last few days I've been quite poorly. Tuesday, in fact, I was very poorly. It was a miracle I got baby Blue to preschool on time. But while she was at preschool, I did run to my parents who live right next to preschool and I just collapsed on the sofa in a blanket. But yeah, when you're poorly, it's really easy to just get trapped in that sort of melancholy and just feel sorry for yourself sort of mode. And I'm sad to say I did start getting that way. I don't know if it's because of my recent sort of issues with PTSD and stuff like that, or if it's just that sad syndrome that people get when the weather turns. I've never experienced it before that I know of, but as the days get shorter, people do start to get a little bit more low. And then as it goes on, you get closer to Christmas and New Year's, I know a lot of people do start feeling it. If you do feel like that, I'd be really interested to know what how it affects you, what it's like for you, and what you do to pick yourself up, which is the main thing. Because for me, this is the first time I've been properly ill as a single parent. I mean, I've had the odd cold, I've had the odd sort of chill or something like that, but this was a proper bug. And it's the first time I've really experienced it. And what I found was, because I didn't necessarily have a safety net to go to say, oh, do you mind if I stay in bed? You watch her while I found myself more motivated and more sort of, I would push myself a little bit further. I've always been like that though. I've always been the one to go to work with a cold or a headache, and worse. But in some ways it's a good thing to be like that, but you do need to remember to rest. And please, always, if it's something a little bit out of the ordinary, or it involves a lot of pain or breathing issues or things like bleeding when you shouldn't be bleeding, please always get it checked to your GP. Don't just pass it off as, oh, it's just a cough, oh, it's just this, oh, it's just that. Please always just go see your GP, because we are lucky enough to have the NHS, so use it. Because if it is serious, you get it treated sooner rather than later. And if it's not serious, you've done your peace of mind and they've given you some tips of how to look after it. Usually ibuprofen or paracetamol or just rest. But yeah, please, please, please always get it checked out. And I am speaking from experience, because I once went to work with a very serious health issue, and it nearly killed me. And that's not an exaggeration. I had to have surgery because of it. If I'd have gone sooner, I may have avoided the surgery. But I didn't. I kept passing it off as this or that or whatever, thinking I know best. So please just get it checked. And look after yourself. When you are ill, just say, I'm poorly, I need to look after myself. Get some me time. Really get some me time. And if you're like me and you are a single parent, or you've got other commitments, you're a carer or something along those lines, you can juggle it. Get them to help you. That's what I do with baby Blue. I kept saying, Mummy's poorly. Can you help me with this? Do you mind being a little bit more quiet? okay, Mummy's just going to sit down for 5 minutes. What would you like to do? And there has been a bit more TV watching. But also we've had times where there's been no TV on and she's just trashed the living room. If you can see what I can see now, you will understand. It looks like the summer holidays all over again. But it kept her happy. She's done colouring. She's played at my mum's house. She's got a little Wendy house there that she plays with and things like that. So I've tried to keep it sort of more entertaining for her. I have sort of gone out my way to give her extra things to do to make it more interesting. And it has helped because it's meant I've been able to sit back and just chill. And when I'm poorly, something I always do is I grab the Jane Austen, the DVDs. I don't know why. I love just watching it. It's such an easy watch. There's no violence, there's no sort of, the scandal isn't really scandalous, and there's no bad language. It's a really sort of family friendly type thing to watch, and it's very romantic and it's lovely, and it's what I need when I'm poorly. I'm not really an action movie type girl. I love Marvel movies, I love all my sci-fi, so I do like it, but when I'm feeling ill, I just want a good old-fashioned period drama. So I grab my Jane Austen. Pride and Prejudice is a great one. Sense and Sensibility, Emma. I'm looking at my DVDs right now. There's a brilliant movie actually called Becoming Jane, which is about Jane Austen. I watched that one too. And if it's Christmas, I will watch Little Women because it's so Christmassy. And I don't watch Little Women unless it's near Christmas time. It sort of classes as a Christmas movie in my head because they sing Christmas carols in it, which is ridiculous. But yeah, I watch Little Women at Christmas time. So yeah, I will find a DVD that's easy to watch. I will drink hot squash. I don't know if you've ever experienced hot squash, but it is the way forward. When I was pregnant with baby Blue, I got flu at about 34 weeks. And you're not allowed to take anything. You can't have eucalyptus oils, you can't have paracetamol, you can't have any sort of cold or flu remedies. And so the doctor prescribed nearly hot squash. And it was just lovely. It obviously didn't have the same kick, but it would soothe you for about half an hour. And then you'd need more hot squash. So I lived on it nearly for those 2 weeks that I was poorly. And it's just rubbed off on me. So now whenever I'm ill, I get a nice one of those big giant mugs. I've got a Harry Potter one that I got from the Harry Potter experience. And I get that, I fill it up and I just, it's lovely. Hot squash, Jane Austen, maybe some chocolate, depending on what's wrong with me. And just put my feet up and generally dim the lights. That's always a great one to do. Dim the lights if you can and just sit in sort of mood lighting because it just helps with your head. Take some paracetamol if you can. For me, I'm one of those people, it's a last measure thing. I will take painkillers as a last resort. I probably shouldn't suffer in silence, but I do. And yeah, I find something to do that relaxes me. And oddly, this time round, I was on the phone and I was on hold and I just started doodling the other day. And the doodle I did, I looked at it and I thought, that is how I feel when I'm anxious or when I'm feeling low. And I was trying to explain how I was feeling to my outreach worker the day before and I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring it to words. And I saw this drawing. I thought, that's it. I need to show that to her because that is it. And then I found myself being able to describe it because I could physically see it. And what it is, when I feel anxious, it's like a knotted up necklace. So, when it gets so tight and it just starts to look like one big ball. and you can't see each individual strand very clearly. So you can't take the issue and just pick it up and then deal with it and move it on. That is how I feel when I'm all muddled. And it's a wonderful thing. So I thought, oh, I'll try this again. And I did another doodle with another issue in my head. And again, it sort of explained it. And through drawing, I managed to sort of work out my own emotions and sort of mental state. It was wonderful. And it was very, is cathartic the right word? It was very therapeutic. And so if you're quite an artistic person, I really urge you to try it because it really helped me. It also took my mind off being ill, which helped. And another thing is colouring in. I've always done it. Before these books came out, all these mindfulness books came out, I was doing it. I was getting kids colouring books and I was colouring in because I just find just the repetition of colouring is just so thought invoking. There's a game actually. If you're a gamer, play Minecraft and just go underground and just start mining, because that had the same sort of effect. I'd just be sitting there mining and just my brain would just go because you're doing the same thing over and over again. And then occasionally you find a diamond and be absolutely ecstatic. But yeah, if you're a gamer or if you're artistic, just do some drawing, do some mining. And it really, really, really helps. And I just wanted to know, what do you do when you start getting low? If you do start getting this sad syndrome, what do you do to pick yourself up? What do you do when you just have no energy and you cannot do anything but get out of bed? Do you set everything up in the morning? This is something I do. I will set everything up in the morning. I'll get a big bottle, like an empty bottle, lemonade bottle, and I'll fill it up with water. So I've got my water. I've got a cup to go with it. I've got a bowl just in case we're going to be sick. I will get tissues. I will get the TV remotes. I will get my laptop. I'll get my phone charger. I'll have everything to hand so I don't necessarily have to move. Or I did. This is before I was a parent, in all fairness. Now I don't think I'd get that luxury. But just take it easy. Honestly, if you are feeling that ill, it is important just to take the time out and find something that appeals to you. Do something arty if you're arty. I'll tell you something that is great. Pop on YouTube and watch compilations of comedy, or go on Netflix, find a comedy to watch, because I have spent the last couple of days watching sort of playlists of This Morning, funny bits from This Morning. Oh my God, it's so funny. Or Michael McIntyre or Russell Howard was another one I've been watching. And just watching that comedy really sort of plucks you out of your doldrums. I don't know what it is about Gino D'Acampo. I just see him now and laugh. And oh my goodness, mixing up Rylan and Eamon Holmes. There's some sort of bromance going on there, isn't it? It's incredible. And it's just lovely. And I also go on Instagram and I will look up positive hashtags. This is a wonderful thing about Instagram. And another positive about social media. Search on Twitter, on whatever, and just search something like hashtag positivity or hashtag positive quotes or hashtag motivation, whatever you need at the time. And it will come up with all the posts that involve it. And I am telling you, some of them are amazing, like hashtag random acts of kindness. You get all of those feel-good videos of people doing something for someone else, and they really spur me on. However, when I do that, I do run the risk of over-posting on my social media pages. So I've been trying not to, because I've watched a lot. I did post one recently of a baby who's just got hearing aid. It was beautiful, but there is so much you can do, and I'd really love to hear what you're doing. Anyway, I'm going to have to go because my podcast is nearly finished, but I hope you are all feeling well. If you're not, I hope you get better soon, and I hope you're having a great week. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you at the next podcast. Bye.